Soon as I start, I keep running with it like run-on sentences, for simple answers making the questions difficult. Like I needed a muzzle to silence the puzzles of doubting. Finding the words to piece together the fragments of my process. How these gears keep spinning as my clockwork keeps me on my feet. Bring my prayers to my resting place that could help me sleep. I want to be proud of the work, the progress that was way overdue. To ease my own underhanded dismissal towards my actual value, spiritual currency, rich spirit, wealthy material curated on my path en route. As I reference the mention of my walk through the valley of the shadow of death, praying that my path still has depth, with the pen and the keyboard, I've been paying my debt. Hoping on laying the stress to rest, the fears indebted with my every breath. Each day I wake up, it's not just what I say, but also what I do to thank the Lord for continuing to let me know I'm blessed. I know. I've always brought up the list of words that are commonplace to use for the key moments on this road that's driven me to make peace with all my outlooks on everything I see. I've seemed to understand, weaving in and out of these threads to know when support comes my way and when threats, trying to stay on my pace, my tempo. I'm Fletcher and Andrew. Am I rushing or am I dragging y'all? Cause this whiplash of these intense emotionally mental roller coasters of a person and all that jazz. And so welcome to my theme park of reminders again. People just stay asking, why you always bring up old shit? Cause the old shit can haunt you, either verbally spoken or visually distort you. Familiar, like deja vu, or memories of the truth. What looks and sounds to be chaotic. I'm actually an instrument for many instrumentals to make the soundtrack for consumption after I've laid out my conceptions to stitch these lessons. For example, while lately there's been so many AKAs, AKs, Ks, Ninas, Glocks, pistols on paper, on socials, and then especially on wax. When we tend to worry about being outside, with all the free fire, getting the firearm bars off, by direct and stray shots to let those desert eagles fly. But if women, young women, don't easily give it up, or give a guy the time of day, all of a sudden they gotta get abused, kidnapped, or simply die? As if proving one's gangster and abusive power of authority ain't enough for the streets to coincide. It's been the cosign for marking these targets to take lives. Although I always understood the competition's a major part of keeping hip-hop alive. Here goes 2 lanes of bodies for the ride. Business is business, and so who really standing on it? Beef is beef, so who's the soldier and who's the chief? I'll admit, as of late, it's been missing the spark that brings the best out of rap. To Einstein, the equation of penmanship at its finest and the latest, as the slightest bit of hope, getting the crowds begging to be fed the content they want to chew on. From a snippet to a featured verse, at this point, they're just looked at as samples, delaying the overbearing appetite, yet they're held over with appetizers till the full course meal of the back and forth sports arena through bars, wanting to break out the cage. But just know when animosity sneaky links in the battle, one will turn against the other, then the trap is set for slaughter. Friendly comparisons turn to connecting the dots where all the fallout happened. But whatever happened to sharing the love amongst greatness? I guess that's more wishful thinking while discussing receiving bouquets for appreciation. before the grave has already been engraved on the stones and on the brain. Damn. Okay. I could get into the politics or marginalize ignorance or complacency versus defiance on what's defined and what's reliant, the social media antics, the media fabricated perception to the public, the drugs and violence of cautionary tales plaguing the minds to alter reality from the lack of awareness led by the cost of fame affecting those around them, paying for damages and hurt caused by him just to realize it's on them anyway. And yet here I am. I could talk so much, but at times when not asked, I babble on like I created a language to Babylon, speaking like I'm in the know of Babylon. While my mind's racing to keep up, my mouth's moving faster ahead. Then I'm delaying the proper response, simple or elaborated, whether I'm excited or I'm heated, or I'm just chilling out, gambling with my rambling for no reason. Am I saying enough? Am I giving away too much? Am I still an enigma? Did I lose my mystique? Did I gain perspective? Or did I lose my identity? Running the risk of not being able to read the room for every reaction. When I'm passionate and I have so much to say, I needed more outlets to let loose on how I'm feeling. I can easily share with others, but with my immediate, I make it harder to share any interest to even acknowledge the connection, disconnection that I feel is there to reach for, and yet I'm still at a distance. I'm crawling. I'm climbing. I'm walking to run, so the closer I get, the further the marathon extended from all the sprints I false started with. The new beginning means I ain't trying to hit the gas too quick. The whole point of pumping the brakes is taking a break to reevaluate the way I entertain my mistakes, as the entertainment made me an entertainer with purpose. Hidden in the jokes are the confessions. I ain't Usher, but I'ma let it burn when I tell it all. Even through the vicious circumstances of suspicion from the comings and goings, as my tendencies made me my own worst enemy, while enemies are looking for me. And so who's really checking for me? As I'm checking up on me. Cause when I'm set in my ways, I get too comfortable to inspect my insecurities as a huge part of slacking and honest communication. Depriving my sleep to wake up refreshed. Instead, I'm basically using a cerebral measuring tape to figure out how tall my expectations are and how long my lifespan is. Now look, see? This is what I'm talking about. I just gave you 6 pages of all these documented digital notes extensively. I might as well say excessively, apologizing without saying it right now. I'm extremely exhausted, like I've exploited my relationship from sacred to gossip exclusively. But nah, hold up. Let me back it up for a second here. I mean back up to rephrase the bold claim I'm trading in. Besides the point I'm currently making, I mean back up the A-side's point of submission for your consideration as my personal miseducation. Till the research suits me like it's tailor-made to fit me. It's the fit for me to prove my innocence. I'm guilty for my absence in attendance. Time's expensive. I don't really need to over-explain my over-explanation. Yeah, I said it.